Okay. Hey, hon. We're making our letters to Santa. Letters to Santa box. It's hi, I'm Jeremy. Where are we? Here we go. You see me? Hey. I wanted to show you how we're making this. I mean, common sense, you can kind of figure it out. The supplies I've purchased was so far anyway. 2 sheets of 4x8 plywood, some of the cheap stuff, and then bought 6 pieces of the 1x1. Oh, there we go. Sorry, the 2x2 fur strips. So what we've done so far is we've taken the plywood, and this from there all over here to the very tip was 4 feet, and then from cross to cross was 2 feet. So I cut 2 pieces of those, and then I rounded the top. That is from the place it starts to the place at the very top is 1 foot. So I went 3 feet up, and then I curved it up and over to make the size of the letters to Santa box. And then right now I'm getting ready to cut the 2 other sides, which are going to be 2 feet wide by 3 feet tall. And I'll come back when I show you that. Okay, quick video where we're at here now. Again, these 2 pieces on the side are 4 feet tall to the very top. Right where these 2 meet are 3 feet from there to the very bottom. Then they're 2 feet wide. So again, this is 2x4 with the curve at the top. This is 2x3, and then same thing on the other side, 2x4, and the back side will be the 2x3. But I'm going to cut a little door into this back panel with a latch, so I'm going to put a floor on it, obviously, as well. But this way, if anybody does drop any letters or comments in the box, I'll be able to get them out easily from the back door. These fur strips, these 2x2 fur strips that I'm using, I did cut them to 3 feet 6 inches, and I have 6 inches down at the bottom. I didn't want the plywood itself to go all the way down to the bottom, so and it looks a little bit more realistic that way too. So the next step here we're going to do is I did cut these. These are 10.5 inches from, if you count in the width of the first strip to center. So it's 10.5 inches, and I've screwed those in. This is obviously the front of the box, and the next step will be to cut a piece of plywood to go on here and screw down. And then right here is going to be a door that you're going to be able to pull down to drop the letters in. And then when they do that, they're going to trigger the motion sensor that's going to be mounted on the inside of here. That will then turn on the lights and the snow machine and the Believe sign. So this is what we got so far. Okay, we're pretty much done construction here. Give a real quick overview. Okay, we got to do some final touches to hide some of the imperfections. We're going to put a handle here. And this is what it looks like from this angle. We'll put your letters right here, and when the weight of the bottom piece, which I'll show you on the other side, should bring it back down. Now we're having an issue down here with this piece of wood right here hitting this piece of wood and getting stuck. So we just cured that problem by drilling a screw on both sides, so when it comes up it hits the screw before it touches the wood and jams up. So that pretty much takes care of that. I'm not a carpenter by any means, but I think it went pretty well. And on the back here we just put a couple hinges. I know they look very large for what we needed, but using what we have instead of going to buy more pieces. So, and then you see the blade, I just screwed another piece of 2x2 on the back, so when they let it go, the weight of this falls and shuts it. So, and then just fiddle around with your own design, but this is what I did, and I put a floor in it, and then I just hinged this door in the back so I can get whatever I need to out of it. Now back up underneath here is where I'm going to put the motion sensor, and that's going to trigger the Believe sign on the roof and the snow machine and other lights and things like that. So I'm going to paint this red, and I'll show you once we get it all painted and what it looks like when it's all done. Start over. Alright, here's our letters to Santa box that we've got so far. We went ahead and painted it. We're going to make it a little bit, put a little bit more detail, maybe some snowflakes or Santa hat or on the side. or some garland. Definitely going to add some lights to the outside of it. Now what I'm doing here is the technical wiring part to make it, to put in a trigger so when someone does lift to drop in a letter, it will then turn on the lights, the snow machine that I've got, and the sign, the believe sign, up at the top of the house. So it's pretty simple, easy to do. I've used this method for a couple Halloween projects that I've done, and I figured it's probably the easiest, quickest way to put a sensor up. Now if we come in here and look up, you'll see you know, a little standard you know, motion sensor. Okay, I've already went ahead and screwed it in here, but what this is going to do is, you can see here when you close it, it hits the, it's looking at the back side of this box, so when someone opens the door, it'll trigger the motion sensor. Now on the motion sensors themselves right here, you do have a switch that you can set however long. A test is like 15 seconds, you have 1 minute, 5 minutes, and 10 minutes. I'm going to try the 1 minute. That might be a little long, so I might have to flip it over to the test. But what this is obviously going to do is I'm going to wire this in. Alright, with now throughout the year, a little trick, something you might want to do as well, but throughout the year every time I see something on the side of the road, whether it's an old TV set, a vacuum cleaner, definitely good ones because they have long cords on them, I'll stop by and I'll cut the cord off. Alright, so these little things, obviously, you know, it adds up. And I like to save money anywhere I can, so this is what I've got. I probably pulled this off, I don't even know what, probably an old TV or something, and I'm going to go ahead and use it. So I'm going to splice the end here, I'm going to tie it, hardwire it in, tape it up. This obviously little thing you can pick up at any hardware store, plug that into the socket, makes it into an outlet, and then I'll plug the, you know, whatever I want to come on this. Now there's two bulbs, as you can see up here. So you could have two different plugs if you wanted to, but I'm not running much, so I'm just going to use the one here. So I'm going to go ahead and get it wired up and test it out and see if it works. We'll come back and let you see. We've got everything hooked up and ready to go. And just to let you know, this is again the back side. I do have the sign on top of the house plugged in. We can't see it, so I plugged in this extra set. So I'm going to wrap or put on the box itself. But when someone opens, on. Now this is in the test mode, so you can kind of tell how long, you know, the lights stay on in the test mode. You know, not very long at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it over to the 1 minute. This gives the time for my snow machine to actually kick on and make a little bit of snow. But you got to keep in mind that when you put it on the regular mode, at least with this one here, it's got it only does it at night, so it's not coming on during the day. So the test motor will come on, you know, during the day, just so you know you got it positioned right. But when it's on the regular mode, you know, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it's got to be dark for the motion sensor to work. So we'll try it when it gets dark, make sure it's working all properly, and get the lights on. Hey guys, alright, we've got the Letters of Santa box all done, all taken care of. I want to show you a nighttime shot of what we've got. We've got it out here. The white box next to it here is our snow machine. You can see it has been running a little bit tonight. I'm not going to do a whole video on my snow machine. It's just a smaller version. We're going to go over and take a video of Tom's snow machine, and you can kind of see how he does it. He does a, you know, he has a better one, a homemade one. So, but basically what this is real quick is we have some air pumped through this pipe. I do have a video of last year's that I made, but you can check that out. But this one is, again, it's just air pumped through this pipe, through the cheesecloth. The cheesecloth is soaked with this feed tube with bubble bath solution mixture with water, and then that bubbles up, makes these tiny bubbles. And then when someone opens this box, which I'll show you in just a second, the fans, everything comes on, makes more bubbles, and this fan blows the bubbles out into the street. It gets a little noisy when that's on, and it's only on for a minute at a time, but that's what that is, just in case you're curious. I've had to make a little bit of corrections on this box. Hopefully I can show you without triggering it. But you can see down at the bottom I've added this piece right here. I was finding that the sensor wasn't always coming on, so what we're doing is I put this piece down and just shoot straight out so it catches the trigger a little bit more, and I put a small strand of Christmas lights in here. Looks like some people dropped off their letters to Santa already tonight, but I put the lights in there because I was finding that it was working a little bit better with the slight light in there, with the trigger actually working, the sensor. So this is what happens when someone comes in and they pull this, or opens up. You can hear the snow machine just kicked on. It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but it starts making the bubbles and the snow starts coming out. It's a better effect here in person, but and the lights come on the box, and then at the very top you see my Belize sign has come on. So that's it in a nutshell. I'll be on for a minute at a time, and it's got the effect that I wanted, and a lot of people seem to like it. It's really cool for the kids too. So hope you guys can use this information, make one of these yourself, or come up with your own plan. Again, this is how I did it. It's not necessarily the best way to do it, and you might find that your way might be better, or you might find it doing it different would be better, better situation. If you do find something that you feel might be good to share, obviously post a comment down below and let us know, and so anybody and everybody can take advantage of that. So Merry Christmas.